Now PPT is visible. Yes, give me response.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just we'll go for revise what we discussed in last class. In previous classes, we discussed about stresses and equilibrium. Okay. Now in that, if you consider all the aircraft structures are in three-dimensional nature, then those structures are also fixed at some portion and it's subjected to several loads. Consider a aircraft structure or any body, a member, structural member, it having a volume is V, surface area is A, it is subjected to the several loads. What are the loads are acting on the body? Three-dimensional body. One is a body force, means force occurred over unit volume, Newton per millimeter cube. Second one is a traction or surface force, means force distributed per unit area. Third one is point load. Okay, the particular location at particular point, the load is occurred. Okay. Now when a member is subjected to a three-dimensional component is subjected to several forces, then what will be the stresses induced? How do you know that? Because again I want to know the what will be the stresses at particular point. If you consider this is a three-dimensional body, at particular point I want to know the what are the stresses are acting. Then how do you determine? By passing an arbitrary cutting plane corresponding to the coordinates. Now we'll consider a cube. Once you pass an arbitrary cutting plane over the three-dimensional, now we will get a three-dimensional element. That is called a three-dimensional element. That is a cube. Now what are the stresses are acting on the cube here? These are called as the stress components. Remember that these are called as stress components. Stress component means normal stress acting along x-axis means sigma x. Now shear stress acting along x plane in y direction is tau xy. That is shear stress component. Similarly, tau xz, shear stress acting in x plane in z direction. Those are called as a stress components. Again, how do you represent here? See that tau xy, tau stands for shear stress. First bit subscript x stands for plane. Second subscript stands for direction. Tau xy is nothing but shear stress acting on the x plane in y direction. Okay. Then we go for derive the equilibrium equation by considering a vector sum of all the forces equal to 0. We resolving that forces in along the one direction. Here we consider x direction. If you go for derive it, now finally you get the equilibrium equation along the x axis. That is, how do you remember this? First you write the stress tensor. How do you write the stress tensor? Now the rows are represented, rows we call as the planes. First row is x plane, second row is y plane, third row is z plane. Columns, again three columns. First column is called as a x direction. That column we represent as a direction, x direction. Second column is y direction, third column is z direction. Now we'll write here. Now stress acting in x plane in x direction is sigma xs. This is a normal stress. Similarly, stress acting in x plane y direction is tau x. That is shear stress. Like that, you should remember the stress tensor. Based on this stress tensor, you can write the equilibrium equation. That is dou by dou x into sigma x plus dou by dou y into tau xy plus dou by dou z into tau xz plus the body force. Okay, if you suppose in the question, if they mentioned if they not mentioned also, consider this body force. Particularly if they mentioned don't consider body force, then don't consider this body force fx, fy, fz. Now these are the equilibrium equations. Then we go for what is the relation between stress strain relationship. Again, as you know that at a particular point, how many stresses are acting on a cuboid or at a stress at a point. If you consider a three-dimensional element, a cube, how many stresses are acting at a particular point? Total 18 stresses are acting. Again, those planes are similar, means x plane, negative x plane, y plane, negative y plane. That's why instead of considering 6 phases, we'll go for consider only 3 phases. Again, each phase having how many stresses? 3 stresses. 1 normal stress, 2 shear stresses. Now 3 into 3, total 9 stresses are acting. But again, we consider a complementary shear stresses. Tau xy is equal to tau yx, tau xz is equal to tau zx, tau yz is equal to tau zy. If you consider those complementary shear stresses, there are 6 shear stresses are there. If you consider the tau xy is equal to tau x, that 2 becomes 1 again. Total 6 shear stresses become 3 shear stresses. 3 normal stresses, 3 shear stresses. Now, if somebody asks, what is the stress acting at a point in a three-dimensional component? How many stresses are acting here? You should say there are 6 stresses are acting at a point. What are those? 3 normal stresses such as sigma x, sigma y, sigma z, and 3 shear stresses such as tau xy, tau yz, tau zx. Right? You should write in the order only x, y, z. In that axis only you should follow that. Okay? That's why you can see the total you can represent in the stress vector. 6 stress components are there. These are the stress component. Means what are the stress acting in x direction, y direction, z direction? Those are normal stresses, and remaining 3 are shear stresses.
Hello.
Yes. Yes. Any doubt? Yes, my voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the PPT is also visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Now after that, so for three-dimensional component, what will be the stress-strain relationship? This is the matrix you should remember. So in the stress is directly proportional to strain. Not to remove the proportionality, we need a constant. That is what you see that here the proportionality constant. For an isotropic material, iso means same, tropic means direction, same direction, all the direction, the property remains same, mechanical property remains same. That material is called as an isotropic material. Okay. After that, we know the stress strain relationship here. Okay, this stress vector is 6 cross 1. This is a material property. There is 6 cross 6. Then strain values, the strain vector is 6 cross 1. Okay, this you should remember here. Now this is a material property. Again, for isotropic material having only 2 elastic constant. One is Young's modulus, another one is Poisson ratio. That is E divided by 1 plus mu. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Now again, for stress strain relation for three-dimensional component, you should remember this material property. Okay, material matrix it is E divided by 1 plus nu into 1 minus 2 times of nu. Now you remember the diagonal elements. 1 minus nu, that is a 3, 1 minus nu in the diagonal. After that 1 minus 2 nu whole divided by 2, remaining 3 diagonals. Now only for normal stresses only you'll get the Poisson ratio. Remaining for shear stresses there is no Poisson ratio will occur here. That is nu you should remember. After this is a symmetry matrix. What is upper triangle is equal to same as that a lower triangle in that matrix. Right? Now after that we discussed about again all the aircraft structures or components, mechanical members are in three-dimensional nature, but will take some advantage over its geometry. For example, if you consider a three-dimensional component, if thickness is very small compared to other two-dimensional, then we call it as that is we go for what are the stresses induced in the z direction is 0. That is called as a plane stress problem. Means it is a two-dimensional problem. Suppose if you consider the thickness is more and whatever the deformation occurred in that direction is small, and whatever the strain induced in that z direction is very small, then it become that is also considered as a two-dimensional problem, in that it is a plane strain problem, plane strain condition. Okay, for your syllabus this axis symmetry is not there. After that we discussed about what is a plane stress problem. We have given some example for also. Now how it converts the three-dimensional component. See that a cuboid, okay, having total how many stresses are there? 6 stresses are acting, stress components are acting on the cuboid. Okay, how it converts into two-dimensional stress component? See, in the z direction, whatever the thickness we consider is very small, then whatever the load is also small in the z direction. Once the load is small, stress induced in the z direction also very small, we neglect the thickness direction. Now if your observer is here in the z direction, what, see the cursor, now you can see only this plane, right? You can see only this plane when you observe when observer view from the z direction. Again, this is a positive x plane, this is a negative x plane, this is a positive y plane, this is a negative y plane. Now what we can see, only a square element here. This you can see then the figure number B, this square element. See that only the x and y axis you can visible. Z axis is normal to that, means perpendicular to the observer. Z axis we can't see. That's why you can represent here x axis and y axis. Now this is a positive x plane, this is a negative x plane. On positive x plane, what are the stresses are acting here? Sigma x is acting, tau xy is acting. What about tau xz? Stresses in the z direction is 0, means tau xz is 0. Similarly go for in negative x plane, in the negative direction you have to represent it. Similarly go for y plane, in the positive y plane, sigma y, tau yx you can visible here from the z direction. What about tau yz? Tau yz is 0 in plane stress problem, means stress induced in z direction is 0. Sigma zz is 0, tau xz is 0, tau yz is 0. That is the condition you can see here. Now you can see only a two-dimensional stress components for the two-dimensional problem. This is for plane stress problem. Similarly, go for plane. This is what is the relations, how you convert the three-dimensional state of stress into two-dimensional state of stress, right? Then what is the relationship between stress and strain relation for two-dimensional stress plane stress problem? See that. Okay, in the plane stress problem, only for stress, how many stresses are acting for two-dimensional component? Only 3 stresses are acting. 2 normal stresses, 1 shear stresses. One stress is acting along x-axis, another stress is acting along, normal stress acting along y-axis. The combination of both x and y-axis, that is a shear stresses you get. Now for two-dimensional problem of two-dimensional object, how many stress components are acting means total 3 stress components are acting. Similarly, for those 3 stress components, 3 strain components will come here. Now you remember this matrix, material property matrix for plane stress condition. What is that material property? Again, it is for isotropic material. We are having only 2 elastic constant. One is Young's modulus, another one is Poisson ratio. Again, you remember this E divided by 1 minus mu square. Diagonal you remember 1 minus mu divided by 2, and upper triangle mu 0 0. Similarly, it is symmetric about the diagonal. Remaining thing on the lower triangle you can easily write. Okay. Suppose even the stresses in z direction is 0 in plane stress. What happens strain in z direction? There is a normal strain exists. Normal strain you can exist, that is in the form of normal stresses, summation of normal stresses and material property. Whatever shear strains are 0. Okay, in plane stress condition, in plane stress problem, the stresses in the z direction is, thickness direction is 0. But what about strain in the thickness direction? The normal strain exists, but whatever shear stresses are 0. Similarly, you go for plane strain condition. Okay, strain occurred in along the z direction is very small. You go for neglect that. Okay, there's an example: dam, railway tracks, flyovers. Then again, what is the relationship? How the state of stress, 3-dimensional state of stress and state of strain is converted into 2-dimensional state of strain, right? And again, is the relationship between stress strain relationship between for plane strain condition. Now, how do you remember this equation? See that in the 3-dimensional stress strain relationship, the same equation you get here. There you substitute here tau xz, tau yz, and sigma zz as 0. Similarly for gamma xz, gamma yz, and epsilon zz is equal to 0. Just substitute the values of 0, then you will get this value. Okay. After this, again, if strain in the z direction is 0, what about stresses in the z direction? Thickness direction, there is normal stress exists, that is a summation of the normal stress produced in the x and y axis. The shear stress in z directions are 0. Okay. Now up to this we discussed in the last class. Is there any doubt regarding this? Yes. Is there any doubt regarding this? Yes, give me response. Yes, give me response. My voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
The PPT is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is the slide name? What is the title in the
Strain,
slide?
strain displacement
Yes.
reaction. Strain displacement reaction.
Yeah, strain displacement relations. Yeah. Now, what is the strain displacement relations? Earlier, what we discussed here, stress strain relations, right? For three-dimensional component, two-dimensional component, and one-dimensional. So, one dimension is sigma is equal to E into epsilon. Applying Hooke's law. Okay. Now here, what is the relation between strain displacement? Displacement here nothing but deformation. Don't confuse here. What's the displacement? Displacement here is nothing but what? Deformation, change in dimension. Right. Now for this, first we'll consider strain displacement relation for a two-dimensional problem. For two-dimensional problem, as you know that a two-dimensional stress component acting on the element. This is a what type of element here? Square element. Okay, square element. So for your better understanding purpose, now I'll write this corner is A, and now this corner I'll call as B, and this corner we represent as C, and this corner of the square element is D. I think it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we consider a square element. There's a two-dimensional component, stress component. In the two-dimensional, how many axes are there? Only two axes, x-axis and y-axis. Now, BC is the positive x-plane, AD is the negative x-plane. Right? On positive x-plane, what are the stresses acting here? Normal stress is sigma xx or sigma x you can represent here. Means sigma xx means sigma stands for normal stress. First subscript x stands for plane. Second subscript x stands for direction. Means normal stress acting in x plane, x direction. On the same positive x plane, tau xy is acting here. Shear stress acting in x plane, y direction. We always shows in positive plane means in positive direction. You have to show the stresses the direction. Similarly, go for in the negative x plane, that is AD. If you go for negative x plane AD, what is the normal stress acting here? Sigma xx is acting in negative x direction. Similarly, tau xy is acting here, negative x plane, negative y direction you have to show. Okay. Similarly, for in y plane also, positive y plane is CD, negative y plane is AB. Now consider a two-dimensional stress component. Consider a two-dimensional element, the square element A, B, C, D. Now you can see in the figure B also, A, B, C, D. This is a square element. What is the length of the element in x-axis? That is dx. Am I right? Length of the element in y direction, in y-axis it is dy. Right? What about thickness? Thickness is called as unity. That is called two-dimensional plane stress problem, right? Or two-dimensional problem. Now, when this square element is subjected to a general stress system, now this is a square element. See the yes, assignment book here in the camera. If the element is subject to stress along the x-axis, stress along y-axis, and also shear stress acting along the negative and positive y-plane, and shear stress acting on positive and negative x-plane. What happens? Now, before going to apply these stresses, initial shape of the element is square shape, and what is the shape? It is A, B, C, D. What is dimension? dx and dy. When the square element is subjected to a general stress system, what happens? The body will deform. The square element will deform. Deformed in what shape it is? What shape it takes here? See in the figure B, A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash. Now what shape it is? Just unmute yourself and tell me that. Yes, what shape it is? A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash.
Parallelogram.
Yeah, parallelogram, or you can take rhombus, right? Now earlier it is a square element. Once it is subject to a stress along x-axis, stress along y-axis, and shear stress acting all on the plane. That is called as general stress system. General stress system. Before applying load, it becomes a square ABCD. Once you apply the general stress system, it becomes a parallelogram or rhombus, right? Now see that earlier it is A is here. Now it A dash it moves here, right? How much it moves along the x direction? That displacement along the x direction is called as a U. Or what is the deformation along the x direction represented as U. Similarly, deformation along the y direction. See the A here, A dash here. Deformation along the y direction, that we represent as V. Clear? Deformation along y direction represent as V. Okay. Now from A to B, in the original element is a dx. Once it is subjected to a general stress system, see the A dash, B dash, A dash, B dash. What is the final length of the A dash, B dash? Initial length is dx plus incremental length. This incremental length is how much? Dou by dou x into u into thickness of the element dx. Total final length of the element when subject to general stress system is along the x direction AB, along the x direction, or AB A dash B dash along the x direction, it is dx plus dou by dou x into u into dx. Similarly, y direction it is A dash B dash, y direction it is only incremental length is there here, dou b by dou x into dx. If you go for A dash AD, what is the thickness of the AD? dy before applying a stresses. Once you apply a general stress system, A dash D dash, in y direction what is here? Final length here dy plus dou by dou x into, is a dou by dou x or dou by dou v it is. Actually it is correct, make it correction here, dou v by dou y into dy. Here it is wrong, it is. Okay. Yeah, this is the what is how much deformation takes place along the x direction and y direction. But don't go for in detail here. Just we will go for, remember the formula here. Let displacement in x direction is u, displacement in y direction is v. Again there is a derivation is there. Okay, that derivation is not important for you. Okay, just remember the relations. The relations are important. Now what is the relation here? Strain displacement relation. What is the formula for strain? Change in length by original length, or change in dimension by original dimension. That is the formula, general formula for strain. Here for two-dimensional problem, strain displacement relations are, how many strains are occurred in the two-dimensional? 3 strains are there. How many stresses? 3 stresses. 2 normal stress, 1 shear stress. Similarly, that is stresses are directly proportional to strain only. Again, you will get 3 strain, 2 normal strain, 1 shear strain. What is the first normal strain? Strain occurred in x-axis, epsilon xx. What is strain occurred in x-axis? That is, what is the change in dimension along the x-axis? It is u. Am I right? That is what is the change in dimension along the x-axis? U. The deformation along the x-axis u. Change in length is nothing but du. Du by what is the original length along the x-axis? It is dx. Yes, are you getting this equation? So give me response. Epsilon xx is equal to, what is the strain formula? Change in dimension to the original dimension. Here I am writing normal strain in x-axis, x direction it is equal to, change in dimension along x-axis it is how much? du. What is the original length? Original length along the x-axis of the element is dx. See in the sketch here. In the figure number B, what is the original length along the x-axis? The AB, it is dx. Change in length is how much? The displacement in that x direction is u. Change in displacement is nothing but du. Okay, it's a differential term. Yes. Similarly, go for what is the normal strain along y direction. What is the displacement in y direction? Change in dimension in y direction is v, that is dv. What is the original length in the y direction? That is AD. What is the length? It is dy. dv by dy. How do you remember here? Epsilon xx is equal to the deformation is the first subscript. The deformation takes place in x is du. What is the element here? Along the which direction? X direction is dx. Similarly, epsilon yy is equal to, what is the change in length along y direction is dv. Second subscript. What is the thickness here? In y direction it is dy. Now you tell me gamma xy. Gamma xy is a shear strain. That is gamma xy is equal to, see that here, I think cursor is visible. So give me response. Cursor is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see that gamma xy is equal to, first explain. What is the deformation explain here? In x direction is du. Divided by, what is the thickness in the y direction is dy. That is a du by dy plus, next you go for second bit. What is the deformation in y direction is v. dv by, what is the thickness along the element x direction is dx. That is dv by dy plus, sorry, du by dy plus dv by dx. This is the way you should remember. So see that, how do you remember this? Now first for gamma xy, okay, 1 minute. Okay. For gamma xy, if you want to remember this gamma xy, what is the strain induced in gamma xy? That is in terms of displacement. First subscript here, gamma xy. Gamma stands for shear strain, x stands for plane, y stands for direction. So what is the strain induced along x direction? That is du. What is the thickness along the y direction? It is dy. du by dy plus, second bit you go here. What is the deformation in y direction is v. That is dv by, what is the thickness of the element in x direction is dx. dv by dx. Now you should remember this equation. Epsilon is equal to, epsilon xx is nothing but du by dx. Epsilon yy is nothing but dv by dy. Gamma xy is nothing but is a summation of here, the shear strain it is du by dy plus dv by dx. The above two-dimensional strain displacement relations are same for both plane stress and plane strain problem. Yes, any doubt regarding this relation? Any doubt? So give me response, otherwise I don't know whether you understood or not. Okay, similarly go for second case, strain displacement relation for three-dimensional strain displacement relations. Now you can see what is how many strains acting at a point in a three-dimensional element. Three-dimensional element is cube. How many stresses are acting at a point? Total, we will go for simplify. After simplify, total 6 stresses are acting on the three-dimensional component. 6 stress components are acting on the three-dimensional members, such as sigma x, sigma y, sigma z, tau xy, tau yz, tau zx. Similarly, go for three-dimensional strain at a point. Again, how many strains are acting at a point for a three-dimensional element? 6 strains. Okay, 3 normal strain, 3 normal strain, 3 shear strains. What are 3 normal strain? Epsilon x, epsilon y, epsilon z. Gamma xy, gamma yz, gamma zx. Total 6 strain components are occurred here. Now directly we can write here. So strain displacement relationship here. For epsilon xx is equal to what? What is the strain induced along x-axis first script? That is du. In which direction we are considering? In x direction. That is what is the thickness of element is dx. Now remember, original formula for strain is change in dimension to the original dimension. Okay. So here change in dimension along x-axis is du. Original dimension of the element is dx. That is for epsilon xx is equal to du by dx. Now similarly tell me that what is epsilon yy? Yes, unmute yourself, Grishma. Yes, Grishma.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now tell me what is epsilon yy? Strain displacement relation. Strain in terms of displacement or deformation. Epsilon yy is equal to epsilon normal strain. What is the deformation in y direction? See, the displacement in y direction is v. What is the deformation in y direction is? Yes, Grishma. Yes, give me response, Grishma.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So are you following or not, ma'am?
No, sir, I do not understand.
Okay. See that first I will tell here first normal strain. What the strain is nothing but change in dimension to the original dimension. Here what is the normal strain here? Epsilon xx is equal to, see that here. What is the strain? Change in dimension x-axis is du. What is the thickness of the element in x-axis is dx. Am I right? Similarly, go for, tell me the second one. What is the epsilon yy? Strain in y plane, y direction. What is the deformation takes place in y axis? That is dv. What is the thickness of element in y direction? That is dy. dv by dy. Similarly, go for z direction. Epsilon zz is equal to, what is the deformation along z axis is dw. What is the thickness of the element in z direction is dz. See that in the cuboid here. Dz, right? Similarly, go for gamma xy. Gamma means shear strain. X plane, y direction. Now it is a summation of two normal, what is it? Yeah, longitudinal direction, longitudinal strain. Summation of two longitudinal strain here. Gamma xy is a shear strain along x plane, y direction is equal to, for what is the deformation along x axis is du. What is thickness of the element along y direction is dy. See that du by dy plus. Now go for second one. What is the deformation in y axis? Deformation y axis is dv. What is the thickness of element in x axis is dx. See the gamma xy is equal to du by dy plus dv by dz. Similarly, go for right or understood that gamma yz and gamma zx. Now you can easily tell for one-dimensional strain displacement relationship. What is the one-dimensional strain displacement relationship? As you know, the strain is nothing but change in dimension to the original dimension. Here we will consider only one dimension, one coordinate we consider, that is the length, the direction. Change in dimension in length. This is a change in length by original length, that is delta L by L. Means what is the length here? If I want to say that epsilon xx, strain along x plane x direction, normal strain along x plane x direction is, what is the deformation along x axis? It is du. What is the thickness of element along x axis? It is dx, du by dx. This is, you should remember, for one dimensional strain displacement relationship, two dimensional and three dimensional strain displacement relationship. Okay, then after this you write the list of formulas. First we use equilibrium equation, second we use Stress strain relationship for three-dimensional component. Next, two-dimensional component. It may be a plane stress, plane strain problem. Next, strain displacement relation for three-dimensional component, two-dimensional and one-dimensional component. Those formulas you list out. After that, now we'll take a notebook. Yes, take a notebook. Yes, all of you take a notebook. Now the screen is visible. Yes, give me response.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, I'll take only the question. Yeah, take this question. Problem number 1. If displacement field is described by u is equal to minus x square plus 2y square plus 6xy into 10 raised to the power of minus 4, the unit is not given. In general, we take it as a units. The units may be, it may be millimeter. Displacement is measured in, it may be millimeter. Displacement and deformation at this point is same. Don't confuse here. But general meaning displacement and deformation is different it is. But for subject point of view, you remember here displacement and deformation both are same. The displacement in the field is described here, u value is given, the unit is not given. The unit of the displacement is, in general you take is a units. It may be millimeter, it may be a centimeter, it may be a meter. But don't write millimeter, centimeter and meter. Better just write units. Next, v value, v also given 3x plus 6y minus y square into 10 raised to the power of minus 4. Now tell me these displacement equations related to which type of component? Is it one dimensional, two dimensional or three dimensional? Okay, those who know, you just unmute yourself and then tell me that answer.
Two dimension.
Two dimensional. Why two dimensional?
There is no z axis,
How
sir.
many
here.
coordinates
Value
are
is not
given? Only two coordinates are given. One is
coordinates.
x axis, another one is y axis. X coordinate, another one is y coordinate. Only two coordinates are given, means these displacement relations or these displacement equations are related to two-dimensional problem. It may be a plane stress or plane strain, we don't know. After this first bit A, determine epsilon xx, epsilon yy and gamma xy at a point x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0. Some coordinates is given. That's why we go for determine stress or strain at a point. Here first bit we want to determine strain at a point, that is epsilon xx, epsilon yy and gamma xy at a point x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. That's the first bit, first unknown. Second unknown, determine sigma xx, sigma yy, tau xy. Again two-dimensional stress components. When body under plane strain condition, now it's given here. The body is under what condition here? Plane strain condition. Take Young's modulus is given 2 into 10 raised to the power of 5 Newton per mm square and Poisson ratio is 0.3. Now whenever see the value for Young's modulus and Poisson ratio, now the component is made up of which material? Anyone can guess? Young's modulus is 2 into 10 to the
Steel.
power of 5 Newton per mm square. Yes?
Steel.
Yeah, which type of steel? Mild steel. Don't say steel. Steel means there are very it's a different types of steels are there. Mild steel, stainless steel, high speed steel, right? Low, medium, high carbon steels. Particularly, you should tell this Young's modulus is 2 into 10 raised to the power of 5 Newton per mm square is there. Then it is a mild steel or it is a low carbon steel, right? And Poisson ratio is 0.3. Is an engineering material, right? Yeah. Now write the problem. Then write the given data. What is the given data? Displacement in u axis is given. Displacement in x axis. That is u value is given. V value in terms of x and y axis is given. X and y coordinates is given. What we are going to determine? First, I want to determine strain components. Now it comes under two-dimensional element, two-dimensional problem. That is epsilon xx, epsilon yy, gamma xy. You have to determine. After second bit, sigma xx, sigma yy, and tau xy. Now Now we see the Young's modulus is given Newton per mm square. Now if we consider Newton per mm square means what are these are all also? What is the displacement unit also? What is the unit for displacement now? Mm square is area. What is the displacement for unit? So unit for displacement is in millimeter. Right? Yes. Given data over. Now we take first bit A. What is the first bit A? Strain component strains epsilon xx, epsilon yy, gamma xy at a point x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0. Now take the first bit is unknown. See that first bit is unknown. These things I want to determine. How to determine this one? Epsilon xx, epsilon yy, gamma xy. How to determine? Whether we know the strain displacement relation for two-dimensional problem. We know the two-dimensional strain displacement relation. What is the strain displacement relation? Sorry. Yeah, what is the strain displacement relation? See my cursor here. Okay, highlight. Yeah. Now see that my cursor is moving here. This is a two-dimensional strain displacement relation. That is epsilon x is equal to, this is a vector strain vector. Epsilon x is equal to du by dx. Epsilon yy is equal to db by dy. Gamma xy is equal to du by dy plus dv by dx. Called as equation number 1. Now take the first bit. Epsilon xx is equal to du by dx. Now see that here. So see that where I am moving the cursor, epsilon xx is equal to du by dx. Now are you visible this screen? What I am moving the cursor also visible? Please respond. Please respond my question.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yeah, epsilon xx is equal to du by dx. That is equal to d by dx of u. What is the u value? U value is given. It is a minus x square plus 2 times of y square plus 6 times of xy into 10 to the power of minus y. Substitute here. Now we'll go for differentiate above equation with respect to x. So differentiate of x to the power of n with respect to dx is nothing but what? N into x to the power of n minus 1. Go ahead. Differentiate of constant is what? 0. Remember this. We are going to differentiate with respect to only x. Now if it's minus x square means minus 2 into x plus differentiate of y. Y is what? With respect to x here. Y become a constant means differential constant is 0. Times of xy is what? Differentiate of x to the power of 1 will get differentiate of x with respect to x is nothing but 1. 6 into y into 10 to the power of minus 4. Now we'll get epsilon xx is equal to 10 to the minus 4 minus 2x plus 6y. Now substitute x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. Now finally what is epsilon xx will get? Epsilon xx will get here minus 2 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Check. So you only solve and tell me whether the answer is right or wrong. So if you get the same value, unmute yourself, then tell me your answer. Then what is the unit of strain? Is there any unit for strain?
No, sir.
No unit. If you want for physical meaning, mm per mm we can write, but mm get cancelled. There is no unit for strain. Yes, all we get the same value. Epsilon xx is equal to minus 2 into 10 to the power of minus 4.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Similarly, go for next one. Epsilon yy is equal to dv by dy. Now, what is the equation v? V is nothing but 3x plus 6y minus y square into 10 to the power of minus 4. Now, differentiate that equation with respect to what? Y. Right? You are differentiate with respect to y. Now, tell me the answer. So, I won't give the answer for you. You should tell. I will check, verify it whether it is right or wrong.
6 into 10 power minus 4.
Okay, 1 minute. Yes, epsilon yy is equal to 6 into 10 to
6
the
into
power
10
of
power minus 4.
minus 4.
Minus
Right. Next, go ahead. Gamma xy. If you have doubt,
9 into 10
clarify here
minus 4.
itself. Okay, take gamma xy. Gamma xy is nothing but du by dy plus dv by dx. Then you
Sir,
put x
9
is
into
equal
10 power
to
minus
y
4.
is equal to 0. Yes?
9 into 10 power minus 4.
9 into 10 raised to the power of minus
4.
4. Yes, what about others? Yes, please try to solve this.
Same sir, 9 into 10 power minus 4.
So 9 into 10 raised to the power of minus 4, gamma xy, right. 1 minute. Now after that, now you keep in terms of vectors. Strain vector. What is the strain vector? See the what I am moving cursor here is a 2D strain displacement relation. Epsilon xx, epsilon yy, gamma xy. This is a strain vector. Okay, the matrix you can represent in square bracket. Here vector is represented as flower bracket. Remember that. Then du by dx, dv by dy, du plus du by dy plus dv by dx, that is equal to whatever the value got. Okay, take that value and take which is the common here. 10 to the minus 4 is common. Take outside minus 2, 6 plus 9. Am I right? Right, in terms of vectors, strain vectors. After that, what is the second bit? Second bit I want to determine what will be the stress components. Determine sigma xx, sigma yy, tau xy when the body is under plane strain condition. Now once you calculate strain, whether we know the strain stress or stress strain relationship. Yes, we have a stress strain relationship for two-dimensional stress strain relationship for plane strain problem. Remember that equation, write in the matrix form. Sigma xx is equal to sigma yy, sorry, sigma xx, sigma yy, tau xy is equal to E divided by 1 plus nu into 1 minus 2 times of nu. Now write this metal property matrix. 1 minus nu, 0, nu, 1 minus nu, 0, 0, 0, 1 minus 2 times of nu divided by 2. How do you remember this? Remember the diagonal one. Diagonal one, upper triangle is equal to lower triangle in that symmetry matrix. Now stress is directly proportional to strain. In order to remove the proportionality, we need a constant. That constant is called the proportionality constant. That is a metal property. Write this equation. Over. After this, once you write the equation, now you fill this. What is the E value? 2 into 10 to the power of 5. What is the mu value is given? 0.3. Then write that. Fill that matrix. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Now substitute. Now we'll go for simplify it. You know how to multiply the matrix, right? So row wise, here column wise. Now once you simplify this, we'll get this matrix 0.7, 0.3, 0, 0.3, 0.7, 0, 0, 0, 0.2. See the above the diagonal, it is symmetry. Now how do you multiply the matrix? 0.7 into minus 2 plus 0.3 into 6 plus 0 into 9. Now you multiply it, you will get 0.4. Similarly, what we get here 2 into 10 to the power of 5 whole divided by 1 plus 0.3 into 1 minus 2 times of mu 0.3 will get 38.462. Now finally check sigma xx, sigma yy, tau xy will get this value or not. If you not get, again I will go for explain one more time. Yes, those who got the answer, unmute yourself and tell me the value, whether the answer is right or wrong. Yes. So if you not understood, again ask your doubts, what you not understood, then I will try to explain it.
Sir, that 38.462 is right, sir.
Which one?
38.462.
See, 38.462.
462.
Yeah, how
That
do you get this one?
multiplication is.
Yeah, into 10 raised to minus 4 is there here, 10 raised to
No,
5
no,
is there. Yes?
we get it, sir.
Yeah, you got the 38.462. And then you go for your matrix multiplication. You know how to multiply here? Row into column. Or you have a calculator, then you can easily do this matrix multiplication, right? In a scientific calculator, form the two matrices. One matrix is 3 cross 3, another one is 3 cross 1. Now check whether it is matrix is multiplication or able to multiply or not. How do you know that? 3 cross 3 into 3 cross 1. This is row into column. Column and row you get cancelled. Then only you get the 3 into 3 cross 1 matrix. A vector will get. Not matrix, vector will get, right?
Fifteen 15.385 is wrong, sir.
Yeah, sigma xx is 15.385.
That is wrong.
Similarly,
That is 11.3848, sir.
sorry, which one?
Sigma XX, sir.
Sigma xx, how much you got?
Wait, sir. Wait.
Okay.
15.384, sir.
Yes, sir.
384. Okay, right.
15.385. That's right, sir.
Okay, right. Next. Okay, after decimal or not decimal, variation may occur, depends upon your calculation. After decimal, minimum 3 digits you should consider, and whatever the 4 digits is there, make it round off it to third digit, higher value or lower value, depend upon that, the value you got, then you get the accurate value. Similarly, sigma yy.
138.463.
Yeah, 138.463, right, ma. Tau xy. Now you should calculate, then tell me the answer, okay? That is useful. And that only how you learn. Otherwise, in exam, nobody will come. Even your subject teacher.
69.231.
Yes, 69.231. What is the unit of stress?
Sir?
Unit of stress?
Stress.
Stress
Newton
unit. Newton per mm
square.
square. Yes, good. All of you get the same value. Check all of you got the same value or not. Right? Yes, give me a response. Those who are calculating, give me response whether you got the same value or you got the different value. If you got different value,
Same
we will
value.
make it. Okay. So we will try to clarify your doubts or we will try to overcome your mistakes. If you got other than this value, if you get the same value, so you are in the right path. What you know the formulas and the substitution calculations, you are in the good means in the right path. Okay. Yes, all figure the same value.
Yes, sir.
Okay, shall I move on to the next topic? Yes, take one assignment here. That is the same type of problem is asked in 2016. Okay, I will share my screen. Yeah, in 2016 December. Yeah, now the question paper is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in 2016 16 December, January 2017. See that 1A we completed, right? Write the equilibrium equation for three-dimensional stress system. Is given only 3 marks. Now what we should write? Only they ask for 3 marks. What you should write? Write the equilibrium equations for three-dimensional stress system. You should write equilibrium equation. That is the 3 equations are there, no? So d by dx into sigma x plus, sorry, dou by dou x into sigma x plus dou by dou y into tau xy plus dou by dou z into tau xz plus fx is equal to 0. That's the first equation. Similarly for second and third, only write 3 equation, you get 3 marks. Don't go for derivation here, right? That's why you should read the question properly, understand it, then at the same time see the marks also. How many marks they are allotted? If they instead of writing means if they ask for derive the equilibrium equation means they generally they go for ask 8 or to 10 marks. Then write the sketch. Then you go for what are the stresses acting on the three-dimensional element. Then you go for derivation. See the 1B, define plane stress and plane strain. Now they ask for 4 marks. For definition 1 marks, write the condition and stress strain relations. That is you get 1 more marks. For each 2 marks you get 4 marks. 1C, come to 1C. See that 1C, displacement field at a point on a body is given as follows. U is equal to x square yz plus z square and v is equal to x y square z plus y square and w is equal to x y z square plus x square. Determine strain components at 2, 1, 1. Sorry, 2, 1, 2 and express them in the matrix form. 9 marks. Now tell me what type of the problem it is, the one-dimensional, 2 or 3-dimensional?
3-dimensional.
Yeah, 3-dimensional means 3
Three, sir.
coordinates are 3-dimensional. Now how do you determine strain components? Epsilon xx, epsilon yy, epsilon zz, gamma xy, gamma yz, gamma zx. 6 strain components you have to determine by taking x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1, z is equal to how much? 2. This is nothing but x comma y comma z. The strain components 2 comma 1 comma 2 is there, right? This is called as a coordinate x comma y comma z. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 1, z is equal to how much? 2. And expressed in the form of matrix form. What is the matrix form means? Okay, I will go for again the PPT. 1 minute. Yeah, in PPT, I think visible. In the PDF visible. PDF is visible. Someone give response. Yeah, see in the PDF 3D strain displacement relation. Now you go for use this equation. Epsilon x is equal to dv by dx. Epsilon y is equal to dv by dy. First you go for differentiate with respect to corresponding the variable. Then you go for apply the coordinate x, y and z value. Clear? Now you take this as an assignment. In the assignment 1, write this problem also. Take this as an assignment. This is 1C is an assignment. Clear? Is any doubt regarding this? Yes, give me a response. Yes, write this problem 1C in your assignment and send to my email ID. Okay. Yes. Now we'll go for check any other questions are there in that. Yes, any doubt? If you have doubt, please ask the doubt and clarify your doubt. We'll check in question. Okay, question paper. Okay, in 17. Now in the 2017, December 2017 is visible. Give me response.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Question paper is visible. December 2017 and January 2018. See that. Question number 1A.
File is visible, sir.
Sorry?
File is visible, not PDF.
PDF. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, only file is visible, PDF is not visible. Now PDF is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the third semester BE degree examination December 2017 and January 2018, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, see that is
Yes,
question
sir.
number 1A. Derive equilibrium equation for 3D stress system. Now you see that 10 marks they are asked here. Means first you write the 3D, what is that? Cuboid. There is a three-dimensional element, cuboid. Then what are the stresses are acting on the positive, negative x plane, positive, negative y plane, and negative and positive z plane. Then resolve all the force in x-axis. Then we'll derive only one coordinate, x coordinate. Similarly, you can just write for y and z direction, directly write the equation. That is a 10 marks. Now see the state of stress at a point is given as follows. Sigma x is given, sigma y, sigma z, tau xy, tau yz, tau xz is given. In the absence of body forces, determine equilibrium conditions are satisfied or not at point 3, minus 4, 2. Now how do you do this? Determine the equilibrium conditions. Now we know the equilibrium equation. What is the equilibrium equation? Dou by dou x, sigma x plus dou by dou y, tau xy plus dou by dou z, tau xz plus fx is equal to 0. Now here your absence of body force means take fx value is 0. Now first you go for partially differentiate sigma x with respect to x. Now we'll determine the what is the value you got. Then you substitute here. This is a x at a point 3, minus 4, 2 means x is equal to 3, y value is minus 4, z value is 2. Substitute will get sigma x value. Sorry, dou by dou x into sigma x. Then you go for substitute. Then take that value. Take any one equilibrium equation. If you summation of all those dou by dou x sigma x plus dou by dou y tau xy plus dou by dou z tau xz, go for differentiate, then apply this, that is equal to 0. Left hand side is equal to right hand side means it's satisfied. If it's not equal to 0 means then it is not satisfied here. That is a 6 marks question. Okay, and take this also an assignment here. Yes. Is any doubt regarding this question? Yes. Similarly, go for try to solve the question paper problem. If you feel any doubts or if you any question is will come, then you directly contact to my number or put a message to my WhatsApp number. Okay. Yeah. So now it's a 10:38. Okay, almost 1 hour we have taken. Yeah. If you have any doubts regarding this, you can ask. You can unmute yourself and ask the doubt. Yes, Pratik.
Yes, sir.
Is there any doubt, Pratik?
Sir, if I have, I will ask you afterwards, sir. Now I don't have.
Okay. Total 23 members are there. Okay, what about remaining 5 members? Okay. Okay, next class we'll move on to the one more equation is the compatibility equation. Then we'll move on to the stresses acting on inclined plane. Another 3 to 4 session is required to complete this first module, because first module is very lengthy one it is. Actually in mechanical engineering, total 3 chapters they make into one module here. So whatever the one module is there in your in aerospace engineering, in the mechanics of material, those syllabus is for mechanical engineering students. They have 3 chapters, means 1.5 to 2 modules they have. Okay, this is a lengthy syllabus for you. That's why it will take more time to make understand this subject, right? Once we finish this first module, second and third, fourth, even fifth module, we required only 1 or 2 hours, 1 or 2 sessions in finish the fifth module, because the syllabus is less only there. Okay, yes, shall I end this meeting? Yes, no, if you don't have any queries, I will end this meeting. Try to solve
Yes,
the
sir.
question paper problems. Okay, if you got any questions, if you have any doubts, directly call to my number or contact my WhatsApp number. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for attending this session. Now I will end this meeting. Okay, thank you one and all.